Welcome to the Texas Department of Transportation Houston District's virtual public hearing for the proposed FM 517 road widening project from SH 35 to I-45 in Brazoria and Galveston counties, Texas. This is a pre-recorded presentation. I am part of the consultant team working on this project on behalf of TxDOT, and I would like to welcome you and thank you for participating in this virtual public hearing. This hearing presentation is available for viewing starting on July 20th, 2021. This presentation will cover the same information the Houston District will present at the in-person public hearing event. The comment process for the virtual public hearing will be described near the end of this presentation. The hearing materials, project information, and in-person option can also be found at www.txdot.gov by searching FM 517 from SH 35. During the virtual hearing, you may pause the presentation and navigate forward or backward using your video player. This virtual public hearing is being held to introduce the proposed project, present the preferred alternative, and gather public input. This hearing is required under Texas Administrative Code Title 43, Chapter 2, Subchapter E, Rule 2.107, because of the addition of bicycle lanes as part of the proposed project, which is considered under the state code as a substantial change in function. You are encouraged to submit comments on the proposed project after reviewing the hearing materials and listening to this presentation. In this presentation, I will describe the proposed project and explain the purpose of the virtual public hearing, provide a project and environmental overview, explain the TxDOT right-of-way process, the proposed project's next steps, and outline the methods for submitting comments. If you experience technical difficulties with the public hearing, please call Ms. Reina Gonzalez at 713-802-5269. You may also request special accommodations, assistance accessing public hearing information and materials, and language interpretation needs other than English and Spanish. Please note, discussion with the project staff will not be included in the official record of this public hearing. If members of the public wish to submit a comment to be part of the official record of this public hearing, they may do so in the ways outlined at the end of this presentation. The FM 517 project is receiving federal funds, and because of the federal component, TxDOT is required to assess the potential environmental effects of the proposed project in accordance with federal standards. The process that is followed is called the National Environmental Policy Act process, otherwise known as NEPA. The NEPA process provides analyses of the potential impacts to the natural and man-made environment and helps the decision maker to make an informed decision on whether or not to proceed with the project. On December 9, 2019, TxDOT received a signed Memorandum of Understanding from the Federal Highway Administration that permits TxDOT to assume responsibility from the Federal Highway Administration for reviewing and approving certain assigned NEPA projects. This review and approval process applies to this project. Notices for this public hearing were published in the Houston Chronicle, La Vaz, and the Facts on Wednesday, July 7, 2021. Letters to elected officials were emailed on Friday, July 2, 2021. The notice was posted on the TxDOT website on Tuesday, July 6, 2021. Notices were mailed to adjacent property owners on Wednesday, July 7, 2021. The FM 517 project was initiated in 2013 by the Houston-Galveston Area Council, also known as HGAC. They prepared the FM 517 and SH3 Access Management Plan. The plan identified that the area between FM 646 and I-45 contains the most congestion, highest crash rate along the proposed project limits, and a high density of driveways accessed by the center-left turn lane. TxDOT began evaluating the needed improvements to FM 517 in 2016. At the start of the project, existing conditions data was collected and evaluated to identify corridor needs. Once needs were identified, the project team began developing alternatives. A public meeting was held in 2016 where the proposed project and two design alternatives were presented. The proposed improvements presented at this meeting include widening the existing two-lane facility to 4 lanes, including two 12-foot wide travel lanes in each direction, 18-foot wide raised median with turn lanes, and 5-foot wide sidewalks throughout the project limits. The proposed project presented at the 2016 public meeting includes the conversion of FM 517 to a curb and gutter drainage system with open vegetated ditches. This proposed project includes additional right-of-way and potential displacements. After the public meeting, the project team reviewed the comments received, further evaluated design options, and refined the design to one recommended alternative. The original schematic showed the project limits from SH35 to FM 646. In response to public comments and logical termini concerns, the project was extended east to I-45 in 2017. If you're interested in the information presented at the 2016 public meeting, you can find it on the TxDOT website at www.txdot.gov. Search FM 517 Public Meeting. The FM 517 and SH3 Access Management Plan can be found on the HGAC website at www.h-gac.com. Search FM 517 Access Management Study. A typical section is a technical term for the roadway design. The existing FM 517 roadway from SH35 to McFarland Road consists of two 12-foot wide travel lanes, one in each direction, with no median, and 9.5-foot wide shoulders and open vegetated ditches or swales. The existing right-of-way in this section of the project is approximately 100 feet in width. At SH35, the intersection of FM 517 with the SH35 northbound and southbound frontage roads includes left turn lanes in between the two frontage roads. From McFarland Road to FM 646, the existing roadway has two 12-foot wide travel lanes, one in each direction, a 14-foot wide center left turn lane, 4-foot wide shoulders, and open vegetated ditches or swales. The existing right-of-way in this section of the project is approximately 100 feet in width. The existing roadway includes left turn lanes in each direction onto FM 646. From FM 646 to I-45, the existing roadway consists of four 12-foot wide travel lanes, two in each direction, 5-foot wide sidewalks in each direction, with a 14-foot wide center left turn lane, no shoulders, in a curb and gutter drainage section. The existing right-of-way in this section of the project is approximately 100 feet. At the intersection of FM 517 and I-45, the center left turn lane becomes a raised median to accommodate one left turn lane to northbound I-45 and a right turn lane onto the southbound frontage road of I-45. The existing roadway from SH35 to west of Drake Run Lane does not provide pedestrian or bicyclist accommodations except adjacent to the Lobit Elementary and Middle School complex. An existing sidewalk is located between Bay Sky Drive and west of the Jordan Cove Apartments. However, it is outside of the existing right-of-way. There are existing unconnected sidewalks located in portions of the existing right-of-way east of FM 646 to I-45. The project's study limits extend on FM 517 from SH35 to I-45 between Alvin and Dickinson for approximately 9.8 miles. Proposed improvements on FM 517 would accommodate future anticipated traffic demand and growth in the region. The proposed project is needed to address the high crash rate, increased traffic demand, and lack of multimodal and regional access in Brazoria and Galveston counties. In 2014, the existing FM 517 facility accommodated about 22,600 vehicles per day. That number is expected to grow to 32,700 vehicles per day by 2040, which is an increase of approximately 44.7%. This increased growth is expected to result in increased traffic demand. The proposed project would address these mobility concerns. The purpose of the proposed project is to accommodate future anticipated traffic demand and growth in the region, as well as improve safety and mobility by constructing a divided roadway with raised medians. In the 6-year period from 2010 to 2016, the number of crashes increased substantially, with a total of 652 crashes. Year-over-year increases range from approximately 10 to 44%, except from 2012 to 2013, more than doubling from 2010 to 2016. The number of crashes increased from 53 annual crashes to 138. On average, nearly half of all accidents were intersection-related. The proposed project would widen FM 517 from SH 35 to FM 646 from 2 to 4 lanes, provide 14-foot wide shoulders, provide 10-foot wide shared use paths on both sides of the roadway, provide curb and gutter drainage system with open vegetated ditches, and require 61 acres of proposed right-of-way. The proposed project would improve FM 517 from FM 646 to I-45 by providing a 16-foot wide raised median and a 10-foot wide shared use path on the north side. There is no proposed right-of-way within these limits. The proposed project would widen FM 517 from SH 35 to FM 646 from 2 to 4 lanes, provide 14-foot wide shoulders, provide 10-foot wide shared use paths on both sides of the roadway, provide curb and gutter drainage system with open vegetated ditches, and require 61 acres of proposed right-of-way. The proposed project would improve FM 517 from FM 646 to I-45 by providing a 16-foot wide raised median and a 10-foot wide shared use path on the north side. There is no proposed right-of-way within these limits. Here is a screenshot of the legend and the schematics that you can find on the website. The legend is included on each page of the schematics, so you can reference it as you review them. The screenshot shows the colors that fill the proposed design. These colors identify the limits and major aspects of the project. Let's walk through them. The proposed roadway main lanes are shown with a black outline. Sidewalks are shown in pink, and proposed right-of-way is shown with a thick black dashed line. A black arrow indicates the traffic flow direction. This slide also includes a detailed look at the portion of the schematic or design drawing of the project. This slide shows FM 517 at SH 35. The estimated construction cost is approximately $100 million, with 20% of the funding from state sources and 80% from federal sources. The proposed action is consistent with the HGAC's Financially Constrained 2045 Regional Transportation Plan, and the project is listed in HGAC's 2019 through 2022 Transportation Improvement Program. I will now discuss the environmental studies completed for the proposed project. The project team identified and evaluated potential environmental impacts in resource-specific technical reports and summarized those impacts in the draft environmental assessment. Each of these studies are available online on the project webpage for public review. As part of the project's NEPA compliance, TxDOT considered biological resources, community impacts, water resources, hazardous materials, archaeological and historical resources, and park and recreational areas. The project was designed to avoid or minimize impacts to the greatest amount practicable. Overall, impacts to environmental resources as a result of the proposed FM 517 road widening project would be minimal. Biological resources studies include evaluating potential impacts to vegetation, wildlife habitat, and threatened and endangered species. Vegetation impacts include 77.92 acres of urban low-intensity vegetation, 6.67 acres of mixed woodlands and forest, 8.10 acres of riparian vegetation, 21.34 acres of coastal grasslands, 8.43 acres of disturbed prairie, and 2.57 acres of agricultural vegetation. Coordination with Texas Parks and Wildlife has been conducted for the proposed project. Although several federally listed species are known to occur in Brazoria and Galveston counties, no suitable habitat for any of these species was identified by qualified biologists during field investigations. The build alternative would have no effect on federally listed species. The proposed project is within range of and with suitable habitat present for state-listed species and species of greatest conservation need. The build alternative is not anticipated to cause a substantial impact to any state-listed species. Next, I will discuss community impacts. The communities surrounding the project area range from rural, residential, and mixed use. Multiple types and numbers of community facilities are present within the project area, including medical facilities, child care centers, veterinarian offices, funeral homes, elderly housing, religious facilities, a volunteer fire station, a school complex, a cemetery, an exotic animal zoo, and a railroad museum. A few neighborhoods would be impacted by access changes. Alternative access points or U-turn areas have been identified for these neighborhoods. 3 potential commercial displacements are proposed to be affected by the build alternative. All 3 locations are anticipated to have driveway and parking lot impacts that could impact their businesses. Disproportionately high and adverse impacts on minority populations are not anticipated because the project would not further divide or separate any communities. Overall, the proposed design features would enhance mobility and access and would reduce congestion and improve safety for both minority and non-minority census geographies. One commercial displacement could potentially occur at Marble Granite Designs, located at 1080 FM 517 Road, Alvin, Texas 77511. The proposed right-of-way would impact the driveway and parking area for this business. Another commercial displacement could potentially occur at Build by Owner Custom Homes, located at 8214 West FM 517, Dickinson, Texas 77539. The proposed right-of-way would impact the driveways and parking area for this business. Another commercial displacement could potentially occur at the Valero gas station, located at 1024 West FM 517, Dickinson, Texas 77539. The proposed right-of-way would impact the driveways and gas station pump island. 9 man-made ditches, Dickinson Bayou and Cedar Creek, are potentially jurisdictional waters of the U.S. that may be impacted by the proposed project. A U.S. Army Corps of Engineers individual permit is anticipated prior to construction. Dickinson Bayou is a tidally influenced perennial stream and a potentially jurisdictional Section 10 water of the U.S. Therefore, permitting under Section 9 and 10 of the Rivers and Harbors Act, administered by the U.S. Coast Guard and U.S. Army Corps of Engineers respectively, is also anticipated. A hazardous materials initial site assessment was completed, and 12 hazardous material sites of concern were identified. 1 gas station pump island would be affected by the proposed project. Responsibilities for removal and disposition of the pump island at the Valero station would be addressed in the right-of-way negotiation and acquisition phase, in accordance with established TxDOT procedures and applicable regulations. Cultural resources investigations evaluated archaeological and historic structures. No new archaeological sites were identified for the parcels surveyed. However, a total of 38.89 acres of proposed right-of-way, for which survey was recommended, could not be directly accessed due to lack of right of entry. Surveys and any required consultation with Texas Historical Commission would occur following right-of-way acquisition. No historic, non-archaeological properties were identified. The proposed action is consistent with the HGAC's Financially Constrained 2045 Regional Transportation Plan, and the project is listed in HGAC's 2019 to 2022 Transportation Improvement Program. The traffic projections for the project do not exceed 140,000 vehicles per day. Therefore, a traffic air quality analysis was not required. A traffic noise analysis was conducted for the proposed project in accordance with TxDOT's FHWA approved guidelines for analysis and abatement of roadway traffic noise. Existing and predicted traffic noise levels were modeled, and based on this model, the proposed project would result in a traffic noise impact. Noise barriers were evaluated and determined not to be feasible or reasonable for construction. There are no known parks or recreation areas within the project corridor. These areas are also called Section 4F, Section 6F, or Chapter 26 properties. TxDOT coordination with Texas Parks and Wildlife Department was completed on June 13, 2020. Per TxDOT's Memorandum of Understanding with the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, TxDOT provided the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality with a notice of availability of the draft environmental assessment. Coordination with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers would be required regarding potential impacts to jurisdictional features. Coordination would be conducted following completion of the detailed design. TxDOT initiated coordination under Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act under the programmatic agreement between TxDOT, the State Historic Preservation Officer, the Federal Highway Administration, and the Advisory Council on Historic Preservation, and under the Antiquities Code of Texas Memorandum of Understanding between the Texas Historical Commission and TxDOT on May 24, 2017. TxDOT recommended that the project be allowed to proceed with construction. Concurrence was received on May 25, 2017. Tribal consultation with federally recognized Native American tribes with demonstrated historic interest in the area was concluded on February 6, 2017. No objections or expressions of concern were received within the comment period. The State Historic Preservation Officer determined that there are no historic, non-archaeological properties within the area of potential effect and cleared the project for non-archaeological historic resources on April 22, 2020. Approximately 61 acres of additional right-of-way would be required for the proposed project, and it would potentially displace 3 commercial structures as previously shown. No residential displacements are anticipated. TxDOT offers relocation counseling and financial assistance to residences and businesses that are displaced by acquisition of highway right-of-way in accordance with the Uniform Relocation Assistance and Real Property Acquisition Policies Act of 1970. TxDOT would provide assistance to potentially displaced businesses. This concludes the project information presentation for the FM 517 Road Widening Project. The next few slides describe the ways you can comment on the proposed project and contact information for general project questions. Look for the We Are Here arrow at the top of the slide. This virtual public hearing is being held to present the recommended alternative for the proposed project and gather public and stakeholder input. After the comment period closes, TxDOT will review the comments received and prepare a virtual public hearing summary report. The summary report will be posted to the project website approximately 3 months after the close of the comment period. Environmental clearance is anticipated in the fall of 2021. Project planning, however, is preliminary and subject to change. Construction is anticipated to be completed in 2 phases. Phase 1 would include construction of the raised medians and is anticipated to begin in 2023. Phase 2 would include the widening and other improvements and is estimated to begin in 2024. The project website contains all materials presented in this public hearing, including this presentation in both English and Spanish, exhibit boards, a comment card, a project fact sheet, schematic layouts, the environmental constraints map, the draft environmental assessment, and the environmental technical report. The schematic layouts provide a more in-depth look at details such as intersection improvements and additional right-of-way. The schematic files are large and may require more time to download than the other project materials. Comments can be provided by phone. Call the project comment phone line 713-565-7001 to leave a voicemail comment. Comment card. Download the comment card from the website www.txdot.gov, keyword search FM 517 from SH35. In person, fill out a comment card at the public hearing and drop off in the comment box. Email the comment form to hou-pio-webmail@txdot.gov or mail it to TxDOT Houston District. Attention Director of Project Development, P.O. Box 1386, Houston, Texas 77251-1386. Comments must be received or postmarked by Friday, August 6, 2021, to be included in the public hearing summary report. Responses to verbal and written comments received during the comment period will be included in the public hearing summary report that will be posted on the project webpage when complete. Lastly, don't hesitate to contact us with any questions at any time during project development. Please note the various ways to contact project staff and stay in contact with the Houston District as shown on this slide. And don't forget to click on these links and follow us on Twitter for ongoing road closures and construction updates on the Houston District Twitter page. You can also keep up with TxDOT news on our Facebook page. Questions and comments can be submitted at any time during the project development process, but comments will only be included as part of the official public hearing summary report if received during the comment period. Thank you for your participation and interest in this project. Please do not forget to submit comments by Friday, August 6, 2021. Thank you for participating in this virtual public hearing for the FM 517 Road Widening Project. This concludes our hearing presentation.